Hello everyone and welcome back. So patch 7.2 arrives today and we've got a decent amount of fixes coming in alongside some AI stuff. So that's always very good to see. We also are aware now that this is the last patch for the 7.0 cycle until Bashiva and the Tiger Warriors arrive in 8.0, and there'll be more around that mid-April. So it's a little bit of time. Obviously, if there is problems, they will release a hot fix and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is exciting. It does look like DLC might come out a little quicker than expected, which is even surprising me. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. First things first, obviously, as you guys are aware, the devotees of Slaanesh have gotten a redesign. We've been able to talk about that last week, was it? Or this week? I don't even know anymore. But now they're done. Let's go talk about all the fixes, because there's a lot of fixes. So we've got a bunch of general campaign fixes. Let's go through them. Diplomacy double-click shortcut is disabled when scripted tour for witch huts is active to prevent opening the diplomacy panel, basically stopping a soft lock. When the scripted tour is active for hexes, the double-click on settlement to open diplomacy is disabled to prevent a split break. Why is that 2 points? Okay. The Scholarly Purity Edict for the Tomb Kings now properly states that it clears all corruption in the province in addition to blocking corruption from increasing. Great. Yeah, it's just making sure that everything is as expected. The Carnival of the Damned and Holy manifestation should now properly apply the growth and corruption penalties to the target province. Oh, wow, we're actually going to some pretty old school bugs. Nice. On the prologue campaign, disbanding generals no longer will cause a crash. Fixed a crash when closing Throt's Flash Laboratory. Fixed an issue with Eternal Dance scripted tour when the user selects and deselects an army with access to the Eternal Dance. Okay, so they're fixing a lot of actual soft locks. This is really good to see. Fixed a bug with incorrect diplomatic relationship type icon displayed in some event messages. Fixed an issue where some settlements weren't displaying the icon of trade resource they're providing. Great, that's always good to know. During the onboarding for corrupting enemy units, the second enemy unit selection is disabled to prevent the user from locking themselves during the scripted tour. Again, more of this. This is awesome. I'm really happy about this. Fix Sale downgrading from his own fortress gates to level 1 when he confederates another Norska faction. Cool. Fu Chao should now only have one port building chain when colonized by Norska. That's sad, but yeah, it made sense. When an exalted hero is devoted to Slaanesh through Path of Glory, they should now receive 4 boons instead of 3. A little bit of a buff, great. When winning against the allegiance to the gods factions, the user will no longer receive a subjugation dilemma. Fixed the character's HP values not updating correctly when obtaining HP increasing skills. I knew there was a problem there. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Activating a ritual assail no longer closes the manipulations UI panel. Added generic diplomacy voice lines to Azag when clicking through the diplomacy panel and selecting the character depending on current diplomatic relations. Weird. New ones or just in general? Aesling's Highborn Champions technology should now increase the recruitment rank of lords and heroes when recruited from colonies and outposts. Fantastic. Great. Fixed an issue where effects from Black Ark buildings stating that they apply to this army and all armies within Circle of Influence weren't applying to the Black Ark itself. What a weird bug. Lords who do not have a recruitment clause will no longer display a cost in the recruitment tab. God, there's so many fixes. The High Elf Woodlands building chain should now provide all of its effects to Silver Guards, Rangers, and Ships Company units in addition to the rest. Cool. Fixed how HP is updated when changing amounts. Yeah, sometimes it wouldn't, so it's great that that's being fixed. The Exalted Hero Slaanesh will now have the Siege Attacker attribute when mounted on all their mounts. Great. Actually, that's a pretty good bonus. Weird. Very weird. Where are we here? Fixed an issue where after the quest battle of Ash Ashir as Sail, you were at war with the Western Provinces and the Jade Court. I thought that was intentional. Honestly, I thought that was intentional. All right. The ammunition bonus effect from Tzeentch corruption should now apply the correct amount of extra ammunition in the provinces with multiple owning factions. Fixed an issue where mages, life, were unable to move if they have auto skill upgrade on and hit level 50. I keep forgetting auto skill is a thing. Weird. Azazel's faction, the Ecstatic Legions, should now receive the missions for unlocking Styrkar when the Lord reaches rank 11. Yes! Okay, so yeah, Creative Assembly did confirm this privately, well, in like the creator group yesterday when they gave us this, and I swear to God, man, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm so sore, because I've started hating the gym again recently, I would have done a backflip. This is big. They didn't give it to him originally, and I'm really happy that he finally has it, because god damn it, man, like, it's a very cool hero choice, and it was just very odd that Styrkar, like Azazel couldn't get Styrkar. Let's continue though, right? Improve some interactions with quest battles, e.g. Aisling final quest battles by speeding them up. I don't know, I thought they were fine. Manipulation between certain factions in the High Elves intrigue at court mechanic wasn't working. High Elves should now be able to manipulate the diplomatic relations between any two factions. Great. The Dark Elf Long Victory Rewards should once again grant slave income instead of global recruitment capacity. Someone from CA is finally reading the blogs. Oh my god, that's amazing. Well, not the blogs though, like the forum posts and stuff. That is, that's great. That's great. That's absolutely awesome. Fixed an issue where recruiting lords at higher levels with amounts spawns them with missing HP. That was one of the issues up there before. Fixed an issue so that the gates of Ulthuan once again have gate guards in their garrison. Awesome. And war armies should not take attrition while in a garrison. So this is just the general stuff. We still have quite a way to go, actually. So let's continue, right? We're going to talk about some of the AI fixes and units, but don't worry, there's more AI stuff, so let's start off with the AI section. AI factions will now consider positioning their forces close to a nearby settlement besieged by an ally, ready to reinforce an assault. They will be more inclined to do this when there is a war coordination request from the ally for the besieged settlement, and even more so if the ally is human and/or their vassal master, and by human they mean the player. If all these conditions are met, the AI will consider reinforcing even assaults it would otherwise deem too risky. Nevertheless, this behavior is not 100% guaranteed. The AI may still choose to help in a different way, like engaging other enemy forces nearby or just raiding the region. Okay, so an experimental feature. This actually sounds kind of good. It should be good to see what could potentially come from this, whether it breaks or not, but yeah, so far that sounds great. So let's continue. The Chimera, this is the unit section by the way, should now receive benefits from some tech and skills from the Warriors of Chaos, which is weird because like they showed up but then they didn't. Glade Lords on Great Stag mounts should now receive all benefits they would normally receive while on any other mount. Fixed a displaced arm guard on the Bull Centaur Torok. Oh, it's a texture thing. Fixed an issue where the spear and bow Mistwalker units were partly missing from the Technology Seasoned Militia, and Lokia's mount, Maelstrom, should now have his mass, turn speed, and fly speed properly adjusted to match the Black Dragon mounts of other Dark Elf Lords. I really hope that didn't mean slow, because like it already felt slow as it stood. But to be fair, I didn't use a lot of Black Dragons, mostly unless it was a Supreme Sorceress. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. Alright, items, skills, abilities, and traits. And this is what I mean, by the way. As you can see, there's a cut, because this is a PDF, right? We get these a little bit early. This is why I don't have like the link at the same time, because sometimes these videos, like for example this one, goes live when I'm nowhere near my PC, because I think I've got an appointment for something. But let's go. The Thamir Noble should now be able to equip all the special follower auxiliaries which all other Norska heroes can equip. Great. Zhao Ming's skill, Lord of Shangyang, should now increase the weapon strength of any ogre unit in the army, not just mercenary units. So if you get them through like allied recruitment and stuff, please just an ogre building for him, so it just you can have ogre armies, well, not ogre armies, but you know, some units with all the armies without having to deal with the allied recruitment. Please, that would be great. Fixed an issue with the skill Devious Flames of Azric, the Maze Keeper, where it was actually increasing the fire resistance of enemies instead of reducing it. That's a fun one. The character trait Conscientious should now properly increase the rank of lords and nobles recruited through the Sea Patrol outpost. Great. Alfarian's skill, Grim Disciple, should now properly apply the Grim Disciple passive ability to Ship's Company Skycut as a Mistmage. Awesome. The upkeep reduction effect in Tyrion's trait Great Warrior should now also reduce the upkeep of Ship's Company unit. They seem to have forgot a bunch when they were doing Titan Torment. But, I mean, it got delayed a few times, a few things kind of left off, so that kind of happens. Fixed an issue where different Norscan lords could get different versions of their innate skill, Diabolical Splendor. Fixed an issue where an ability or bounce spell given by a character trait may not appear in battle. Fixed an issue where the familiar noble could get the trait Sneaky. That has no effect for him. Weird. All Miss Mages and Mages with the resistant trait should now properly apply the effects of the trait to their armies. Great. Fixed Tamacon AI not being able to finish chieftain progression. See, someone mentioned that, and I hadn't noticed it. I tested it, but I couldn't just see it because Tamacon dies too early. The skill, hard to hit for dragon ship admirals, now only requires 2 skill points instead of 3. Cool little buff there. The spell intensity effect from Shadow Shiver step choice in the dance Symphony of Excess should now apply to all caster heroes in the army. Great. Fixed an issue where Azric and Burplesmirk were missing for spellcasters affected by the tech collapse of Grand Cafe. God, there's so many fixes, and this is good. This is good. I'm not complaining. It's a lot of writing, and it's very late. Fixed an issue with the order of spells in the Great Shaman Sorcerer skill tree. Cool. Some of them are all over the place. Remove the unholy manifestation source for the T'Challa's breakdown for her Thrall resource. Yes, because she doesn't have the manifestations. The Stand Your Ground skill for Dragon Ship Admiral should now only require 1 of the previous skills to unlock. Great. Fixed an issue where the Overcast Flensing Her would not spread nor show its overtime ability visual. Remove the anti-infantry trait from Marauders of Slaanesh. They're not particularly specialized against it. Bro, why? Why'd you nerf me? Big sad. Big sad. They're supposed to have something like that. Fix the scope of the crushing trait of the Sea Helms. No info there. Fix an issue where Cut the Chains tactic did not remove Feral Rage ability from Feral Wyverns correctly. And finally, fixed an issue so that the Ritual of Pestilence and the Ritual of Plague now increase Epidemius' tally mechanic. Great. Great. So far, very good fixes. Hopefully they all work as intended. We still have a bit more to go, so let's continue. Technologies. So only 2 fixes here. Fixed an issue where the Empire Tech Teachings of Techless wasn't properly linked to the following 2 technologies. But nothing is... What? Oh, it's a visual thing, I guess, because there's supposed to be like a line. And then fixed... Sorry, it just completely threw me off. I was expecting them to write something there. And then fixed an issue where Riders of Helltech wasn't applying properly to the Beast Breaker ammo to both Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. Cool. Then we've got a little bit of stuff for UI, sorry. Reducing the UI component highlight to prevent the user to click outside of the faction list. Weird. Fixed the visual issue where effects applying fire weakness to enemy units were colored red, like they were a negative for the player. Okay. Fix an issue by increasing the text box size of the 4th step of the scripted tour or for manipulations feature for sale to prevent an overlap between the text box and scripted tour navigation controls. Fix an issue by reducing the enemy unit highlight to prevent the nearby unit pop-up tooltip to appear in Dakala's campaign. Removed the cannot change stances part of the tooltip when the force is an ogre camp because that is incorrect. Fixed a bug in which sales manipulations army. Yeah, this is basically just UI issues that basically stopped softlocks. Oh, there's an important one there, though. When the settlement panel is open, it cannot be closed using escape button to prevent a softlock. This is actually a very, very common softlock, so it's good that that's finally being fixed. Oh my god, finally. Okay, cool. Now, we do have a little bit more to go into, and then we're basically done. But it's a big patch so far. That was all for campaign. There is a few things for battle. So battle has a bunch of general stuff, some AI and UI, so let's go through all of them. So, in general, amended Aisling VO to use the correct VO actor when mounted on the Star Dragon. Yeah, sometimes it could change to a generic prince, I think. Add an additional check if there is not currently a running scripted tour before starting Battle Formation Fundamentals Tour in order to handle a soft locking or carry. Again, they're fixing loads and loads and loads of soft locks. This is great. Fixing missing sounds on Ragnarok spider movements. Fix an issue where the Blessed Tome Masterwork item could still target a character below 50% HP when used by the AI. It can no longer target its own bearer. Additionally, added a quality of life improvement. The item is now inactive while its bearer is fleeing. Fair play. Fixed incorrect camera position for portholes. Okay. Added devastating flanker tribute to the exalted hero Slaanesh when on mount in skirmish. Cool. Yeah, it still has it in campaign. It made me have to think. Fixed missing deployment zones on some battle maps. Yeah, some battle maps still just kind of go weird. As in no deployment zone. Sometimes it's the water map. It's just a bit weird. Brought a floating house down back to Earth. Weird. Never noticed that. I was playing vampire counts recently and I was getting swarmed by like everyone, so I had to battle in that area a lot. It's weird. Fix the position of the VFX for the Thunderbarge's vulnerability that was mentioned when they said that they were going to do this patch, and fixed an issue so that the quest battle Vanquish shot of the undead for response to the DNS should now display the appropriate image for the battlefield in the front end. This is where all the big stuff comes in, obviously, AI. So resolve situations where the AI army is taking too much to storm the settlement, too much time to storm the settlement after routing the enemy units in front of city gates, where basically they just kind of stopped, right? Resolve situations where the AI is creating spaghetti lines when entering a minor settlement. So when they do those really long lines, I think is what they're mentioning there. Resolved situations where the AI can get stuck when entering a minor settlement. Yeah, you could get some units just stopping and then causing other units to stop. It was a really strange occurrence. Resolve the problem with AI deployment in major settlement battles where there are breaches created before the battle starts. Probably that situation where there could be breaches and the AI just won't use them because they've deployed on the other side of the map. In land battles, the AI will no longer split its army to chase groups of only flying units. Ah, shame. But it was about time that cheese got removed. Resolved chaotic AI movements linked to reinforcements in choke point battles. Yeah, where basically the AI just kind of stops, isn't it? Resolve situations where AI commanders are aggressively flip-flopping behind its army. Still no fix for the ones where they just like gung-ho straight into a gun line though. Resolve situations where the AI magistrate is refusing to go into melee. An AI-controlled Yuan Bo will now use his dragon form more often in melee. Great, those are all very important changes, and the UI fixes is just basically overcast versions for Flensing Ha, and yes, another soft lock. It's okay, cool. Fixing loads and loads of soft blocks, a bunch of AI fixes. Hopefully they work out quite well. We'll be able to find out today. The patch goes out pretty early, I think. I'm not sure why they're doing the blog announcement so early in the day, but I'm assuming if that's the case, then it won't be too far from the patch, or maybe the patch releases at the exact same time. It's just normally the patches are around 4 p.m. But this looks fairly positive. Hopefully it all works as intended, and I'm going to check it out as soon as it goes live, because we don't get early access to the minor patches, which sucks because I would love to check these things out. But have a great day, everyone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you all again very soon. I've just realized I wouldn't be able to check them out when it goes live anyway, if it does go live at 11. I do have an appointment. Weird. Yeah, see you guys. Bye.